You know, there's a song by Dan Avidan and Aaron Hansen about God of War.
Oh, Starbomb?
Yes, it's a Starbomb song. It's the premise is basically it's like, I am Kratos the Destroyer, the devourer of all things. I've come to destroy It's like a whole rap song kind of thing. And I'm
Yeah,
not
because
and
that's...
I'm not good at rap.
Yeah.
uh
So what's the joke of it?
the joke is that he's killed so many gods that by the time of like God of War 13, they're like having him fight the god of mashed potatoes.
Oh, they have him take on the Pastafarian pantheon.
Nope, it's still the Greek pantheon. They're just
Oh.
getting really desperate.
Oh, they're going to they're dipping into the kind of gray area where like local spirits are technically deities.
Yeah, kinda. There's also like just the god of about like any random thing they can come up with.
Oh yeah.
Like the god of chairs, the god of doors, that kind of thing.
No, you know one of my favorite gags of a character like giving some kind of like speech to someone who something that does not understand a damn thing.
I've always loved that kind of gag. It's like,
Yeah, in Day of the Doctor, the 50th anniversary of Doctor Who, when David Tennant is hunting a Zygon, he gives his whole, he gives one of his heroic 10th Doctor speeches. And he's like, and it's like, and you're just a regular rabbit, aren't you?
nah,
Because he was hunting the shapeshifters.
come on, grab him. Okay, fine.
Lame.
I was gonna do the whole takedown thing, but then like Curtis wasn't grabbing him.
Wild.
I love how you can tell they're highlighting that you're going to be getting the projectile power soon because they're throwing a bunch of these spammy guys these spammy fly guys at you, you know?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I need to go right back.
Yeah. You don't want to get fucked.
Yep, they have projectiles. There we go.
God, Athens is way longer than I thought it was.
Athens is like it's not massively long, but because a lot of it is very samey.
Well, it's not that. It's just it's more that like it's not the most memorable part of the game, so you kind of forget how long it is.
That's fair. A lot of the really cool stuff comes after Athens.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, Athens is a great set piece.
Yeah, and but it's also like the color palette. The rest of the game has like a fairly uniform color palette. It's got warm colors like yellows and oranges and reds, and this one has like blues. So it like
Release the lever! Extend the bridge!
No, I won't let them get me. They won't get across. These monsters, they'll tear me apart.
Coward.
I'll tear you apart if you don't get here.
I love this idea that there's like just this one dude in Kratos' way who's like scared for his life. And Kratos' reaction is basically to go, God, I guess I'm gonna have to kill him with lightning.
Yeah, if it was Norse Pantheon Kratos, he would
He'd have a speech
like,
about how you need to do better.
well, I think he would hold the lightning and be like, either it'd be like, either you release the bridge and maybe monsters will kill you, or you don't release it and there's a guarantee I will kill you.
I want to go this way.
You know, giving him a chance.
That's fair.
Oh, hey, it's Dave.
So that's where I came from.
Oh. Well, get fucked then.
This is me going back because that's kind of what they make you do sometimes in Athens.
Oh, yeah. Trigger a flag and then go back.
You know. Typically, like, oh, you're just gonna loop around, yeah. I think
Are
it's
you
over
sure?
here.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Because that's Zeus's temple.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna need to check that the full puzzle. I don't remember all these puzzles off the top of my head. Okay. So I can't turn it yet, I just need to push this down.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to do it the
Oh.
slow way.
It almost...
I like that in God of... There we go. It's slightly slanted.
Yeah. You like in God of War that what?
I like that in like God of War 3 when you get into this exact same kind of issue. Instead of like just pushing slowly to default speed, if you're pushing it forward, Kratos will just go faster.
I see.
How convenient.
Yeah.
Okay, let's through all of these doors.
Holy
There we
enemies. There were no enemies. I was wrong.
Oh well.
Yeah. Need magic.
Yes, I do.
I do like that it stops cycling as soon as you grab it.
Yes, very convenient.
Because having to time the button mashes with the cycling would be so annoying. There was probably people in like playtesting who brought that up.
Yeah.
Because it's something I could easily see having been an oversight early on. Oh, there's enemies. You know what? Dark Souls 2 has a room with like 8 doors, and it's one of the most annoying rooms ever.
I can see that.
Yeah, because one of them has a is it a flexile sentry? No, I don't think it's a flexile sentry.
I would believe it if you said it was Flexile Sentry.
No, flexile sentry is the one with like 2 bodies.
Oh, it's the
It's
I know exactly what you're talking about. It's the dudes who spin who are like the guards of the prison.
Yeah,
Prison wardens.
No, no. It's the first boss on the oh god, I can't even remember what the area is called. Where's the place where you fight the lost sinner?
Lost Prison? No.
Lost Bastille.
Ah, yes.
All right. Let's see. The bosses are. Not the pursuer. Nothing.
Haha.
Ruined Sentinels. That's who it is.
Yes, those guys. I had an idea.
Yeah, in Dring Lake Castle, They're like 8 doors that you gotta open by killing enemies nearby the golem statues.
Mm.
Because you do that, and then they open up the door, and only one of them is the correct way to go, and the others have like strong enemies.
This is kind
like,
of beautiful.
oh yeah.
It's time.
All right,
for
Sean
Zeus.
Bean.
Kratos, you grow stronger as your journey continues.
All right, Lance Riddick.
But if you are to succeed in your quest, you will need my
Is that
aid.
actually Lance Riddick?
I offer you
No.
the power of the
I'm
greatest of
listing
all
off
gods,
actors who have played
the father
Zeus.
of Olympus. I
What did he
offer
play
you
Zeus in?
The power
Percy
of
Jackson.
Zeus.
Oh.
Take this weapon,
Oh yes, he was
Kratos.
dead by the time.
Take this power.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Use it
I
to defeat your enemies.
That's how you learned. Okay.
yeah, that's how I learned that he was dead. Because when I was surprised that it was him,
You have done well, Kratos.
someone in another server was like, "Yeah,
With
that's
the gods.
why they're gonna need to
Go
recast him." I
forth
was like,
in the name
oh.
of Olympus.
Oof.
"Yeah."
This isn't a fight room? Really? That's weird.
Yeah, they usually do put a fight room in the place to test out your new power.
Maybe the idea is they want you to do it here. Yeah, there we go.
Oh yeah, kill those guys on the roof. That probably opens up that one door.
Yep. How convenient.
This game does have some pretty solid looping.
Oh, it's the benefit of linear design.
Oh yeah, that's why I can't really get into Elden Ring as much, is because it's way too open, and there's a lot of times where it's just like I have no idea where the fuck to go.
I mean, some of the legacy dungeons are like insanely well designed.
Yeah, I know. I really liked the magic school, whose name I forget. Raya Lucaria.
I knew it was something Lucario, and I'm like, ah, it's something Lucario.
Yeah, no, I really liked Raya Lucaria. That had really good level design and has one of my favorite armors, the Green Knight set.
Fair enough.
Is that what it's called? Oh, I'm not getting
Potentially.
that confused with like Dark Souls 2.
The Green Knight was an Adam Driver film, I believe.
Green Knight. Is that it? Oh, Carrion Knight. Yeah, it's the Carrion Knight. Oh! Yeah, Raya Lucaria on, yeah. Yeah. Alright,
There we go.
it's also got my favorite boss, which is, Radagon's dog.
Oh, fair enough. Ooh. Come on, how do I swing? What's the swing button again? Is it not R2? No, apparently not. It was like, you gotta press R2 to swing, right? Maybe because I was getting hit by arrows, it was stopping me from swinging. Oh, it's circle. Ugh, that was a nightmare. I do like that, like, God of War 1 has all these, like, rooms that are optional off to the side with a ton of orbs. It's over. One moment. And we are back after a small delay. Welcome back, Silver.
Don't call me out like that.
As you can see, I found a room with a bunch of chests, which I am always happy about.
Looks like it was some health, some magic, and a lot of experience.
I think that's one of the things I like the most about like God of War 1 compared to its sequels. It has a lot more of these rooms that exist just slightly off the beaten path, filled with a ton of red chests.
Oh yeah, how's your magic? Oh, you've just got a magic chest. It's probably good.
I'm good.
So whenever I see a chest, it's.
Whenever you see a chest, huh?
How ha ha ha. But no, it's like. Oh, was that the Wilhelm scream?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's its use in this game.
I love the Wilhelm scream.
Oh, it's funny.
I'm so glad that the raw recording, the raw audio recording has been found. Showing, like, because it was like the third scream he did in that set.
Oof.
Because the first two, the first two were like, it was clearly him saying "ow" and "ouch," and then the director was like, "No, just less ow," and then he did the Wilhelm scream.
One of my top 5 favorite screams of all time is just any of the Goofy screams.
Oh, like that one that the which politician was it? You know, the one where it killed his campaign forever because he was just like, yeah.
God, I wouldn't know. That sounds so crazy.
Is it? Oh God. I gotta look it up.
It's like one of the Goofy hollers. It's like, Yahoo!
Yeah.
But that's more Mario, to be honest. The real Goofy ones are way more visceral. I always find it...
Howard Dean.
Howard Dean.
Yeah, the Howard Dean scream. That's why I kept wanting to say the Howie scream, but I know that's not it. Because the Howie scream is the... You've seen the TIE Fighter Howie screams, right?
Yes, I believe so.
It's one of my favorite videos. God, there's a lot of really good, like, Star Wars memes. Yeah. Well, I mean, no, Star Wars memes.
Ah, fair enough.
I think one of my favorite is the, those people that were, like, goofing around in, like, Battlefront, and they're like, the unemployment on Alderaan is now 0. You know, poverty on Alderaan is 0, unemployment and homelessness
Alderaan has
0.
achieved world peace is...
God. I think
Look
really...
at this. I love it when
yeah.
this game
Beautiful
does
set
this stuff
piece.
like this. It doesn't so much do it in this game. They kind of don't do like the whole huge camera pullback as much as they do in the latter games. But they still do it from time to time.
Bodied.
Oh yeah.
No. Kratos, find me! You must find me! Athens.
This poor lady, she has like a whole thing where she tries to protect her people, only for Kratos to destroy everything she loves and holds dear. Wait a minute.
Yeah. Aha!
Just in case I fall.
Is there fall damage?
No fall damage, but you can fall.
Is that woman in the... No, never mind. I was about to ask if the woman in the purple was the one that like fell off the balcony, but that was way earlier in the
Nope,
game.
that was her. This is that balcony.
Wait. That is?
Yeah.
Oh.
What they do is they circle you back around to that exact area. Isn't that so cool?
Yeah.
The game loops way more than you think it does.
I love. So Dark Souls 1, the first half of it is very linear, and it does a really good way of like hiding that fact by it does a it does pretty much a spiral, at least for the at least before for the first bell, because you're working your way up
Oh yeah,
Undead Berg, and it constantly loops around in on itself, but in a way that keeps getting higher and higher, and that's how it hides how linear its intended path is.
oh absolutely.
I want to clarify, the intended path is very linear. Dark Souls 1 has a lot of variety, though. It's very easy to go off the intended path, and they intend you to go off the intended path, if that makes sense.
That's fair.
Like that, there are so many ways to go off the golden path if you know what to do, and it's clear the devs intended. I'm describing this horribly.
I know exactly what you mean, though.
The devs have a path that they expect everyone to choose on their first playthrough. And on subsequent playthroughs, they allow for people to do things in very different orders.
And they anticipate
now that
it.
they know. Yeah, now that they know what they're doing, or now that they know the various little secrets.
Absolutely.
And I love that. I wish Dark Souls 3 had more of that, but Dark Souls 3 is so goddamn linear.
It's so tight, though.
I mean, yeah. I feel like... So, I feel like Elden Ring is too open world, and Dark Souls 3 is too linear.
Bet you didn't know you could do that.
Of course I did. You think I didn't try destroying the statues?
Yeah, fair enough. I always loved this scene.
Oh, yeah.
Help me, Kratos! Help me! The harpy flying is so janky.
Oh yeah, those are harpies. I don't know why, I always thought they were furies.
Well, the Furies are their own boss fight. In like...
Yeah. Yeah. They are. The Valkyries were basically the Furies. Like they had the same, right? Or am I thinking of something else?
You're... So
No, what am I
the
thinking
Furies are the big bosses of latter game Ascension.
I see.
Yes, you fight
Ascension
Alecto.
has so many ladders.
I think it's mostly called Ascension for like the fact that you're climbing up like the statue of Apollo for like a good half of it, which is its own version of part of why I think that Ascension started life originally as like a God of War remake is because the labyrinth of the statue of Apollo is basically its own version of Pandora's Temple.
Yeah. I really think that no set piece has in God of War has been able to be as good as Pandora's Temple.
That's fair. It's the moving of the rings that really sticks with me, you know?
Yeah.
But we'll get there. Oh, we'll get there.
My boy. Good. Athena has
Oh,
chosen
should we
you
spoil which character this is, or should we wait till the end?
So you have
We'll
the
save it.
brains. skin
Nah, we'll
is
spoil it.
That's Kratos' dad.
Who doesn't know that the story of God of War by now?
Yeah, that's Kratos' dad. This
Yeah.
is his first time meeting his dad,
Yeah.
and he doesn't even know it. Well, technically the second time.
A grave.
The first time in person.
Fair enough.
Who will occupy it, old man?
You will, my son. Oh, I've got a lot of digging to do indeed. All will be revealed.
Like that he has worms in his hair.
And when all appears
I think
to be
those are
lost,
branches.
I will be
Or
there
fingers.
to
They're
help.
fingers.
Oh, they are.
And
It's
you know
hard to
they-
tell with such low polygon count. Oh man, it's perfect size for you.
Don't disturb me now, son. I've got.
See? He's Kratos' father. He called you son.
Look at this high def water physics. I love PS2 water because it's always closer
Oh,
to
yeah.
Jello.
Oh, absolutely. God. I wish the people who'd remake things on Unity would do like this area, but you know, keep it night, keep the feel, because this would look beautiful in higher res.
Absolutely. There's so many games that would benefit from like a high res treatment.
Yeah.
Sonic
Unfortunately-
Generations, for example.
Unfortunately, the people who put things in Unity don't choose the locations that work best for the kinds of things that they want to showcase, and sometimes they don't even do areas from the games at all.
Yeah. A lot
I
of
watched-
ruined
I watched-
cities.
I watched the video after the last episode ended.
Oh, yeah. The Act Man did a video on, like, the worst YouTube... No, I think it was G-Man Lives. It was G-Man Lives.
Oh yeah.
I get those two mixed up. I have no idea why. They're nothing alike. G-Man Lives did a video on the worst YouTube channel he'd ever seen, which is basically one of those, like...
Unity. This game in Unity 5, so much bloom.
Yeah.
This area is not even from the games. It's just from the Unity store. But look, there's the character model we ripped from another game.
Yep. And, yeah. A lot of that. And he even brings up, like, the thing they always do. It's the character walking slowly because they're all using the same skeletal rig. And they don't want to
Yeah.
animate any more, you know...
They don't want to have to actually do anything.
They don't
It's
want to do any
basically-
weird animations.
It's just a glorified asset flip.
You know, for the ad revenue. That's what it's all about. Anyway, what ended up happening is, like, I think the channel that he was riffing on in that video tried to sue him at one point, or at least threatened to.
Oh boy. Going the Quantum TV route.
They always do. It's because, one, it's an easy threat to make, and two, it usually works because nobody is rich, you know?
Who was that one, I think it was like, crypto, one that did crypto scams who, ended up, serving, a lawsuit to a channel that called him out, and then the channel that called him out ended up getting, like, ended up doing a GoFundMe for legal fees and, made well over the goal, and so the person who was suing him ended up dropping the case. It was like, no, I didn't want it to be a big deal or anything. All right, it's blown out of proportion.
Oh.
And like, and so the person that he was trying to sue called him out, like, because this wasn't the first time that the person had done that kind of thing, threatening lawsuits for
That kind of thing.
for criticism, and because it was purely the reason he backed out because it wasn't someone he could bully. It was someone who could fight it in court.
A really good example of this is the Gymquisition versus Digital Homicide. Are you familiar with that particular case?
Vaguely.
Basically, several years ago, Stephanie Sterling was made a video about one of those trash games on like the Steam storefront.
Oh right.
That was
Yes.
it
Now
was
I
one of
remember.
those generic zombie games.
Yeah, like day after.
Yeah. Anyway,
Or like years before day after.
yeah. Anyway, they made a video that was basically just like mocking Jim, Stephanie.
Yeah.
And basically they brought it into a lawsuit as like a last resort because Stephanie kept basically finding all their scams because they had like the same scam 20 times in a row because they were
cycle.
Yeah, they would keep making like half-baked games, really garbage quality.
Shovelware.
Yeah, worse than shovelware. Basically, they'd be like, here's the first game, and then it's like just one level, and then here's the second game, and it's the second level.
Oh, and selling it for like 50 cents each.
$5.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Even 50 cents is too much.
Well, Steam
For
has
that
to
kind
take
of
their cut. Yeah, and that's basically it. Digital Homicide was, and they would change names, and they would, you know, just mix stuff up a little. But it was always the exact same scam, always the exact same kinds of things. They use a lot of the same assets. They'd even have like blood PNGs when you take damage that are basically just cut out of like Google images.
Oh god. Oh man, you wanna know what my favorite scam was? Dream World.
Okay, can I finish
Oh
the?
yeah. Sorry.
I will keep Dream World in mind, so you can tell me about that one in a second. Anyway, what ends up happening is they basically don't want to pony up for a lawyer, so like one of they're called the Romero brothers, I think. Anyway, one of the Romero brothers briefly skims a law book in order to try to figure out how to sue Stephanie, and basically sends over a really bad like legal paper where it's like, oh, I'm suing you now, and you get the idea. Really, really bad,
Yeah.
really poor quality kind of
One
stuff.
that would get thrown out immediately.
Yeah, and he wants to bring it all the way to like his hometown of bumfuck nowhere because, well, darn be it him if he had to go cross country to continue his lawsuit, you know?
Yeah.
And in order to prove that Stephanie Sterling did business in his hometown, he bought a shirt from her website. And that's the funniest bit. That in order to like prove that his lawsuit had
Right,
like,
you gotta move the statues.
basically in order to prove this, oh, dang it. Oh god. Just yeah. Basically, he bought stuff off Stephanie's website, and that's the funniest thing, you know?
Yeah.
That it was just so pathetic that in order to prove this bizarre narrative, he had to basically create his own evidence. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
Anyway, several judges came and went through the court case and basically dragged him aside and said, look, here's what's going to happen. Here's what I think you should do. And if you don't take my advice, it's not going to end well. And thankfully he wised up to the fact that law is no, you know, loser's game. You can't just represent yourself. And I'm guarantee you, he chose to represent himself because like every other lawyer on the planet was telling him, this isn't how you can. You're not gonna sue somebody this way. Now tell me about Dreamworld.
Okay, so Dreamworld was a glorified asset flip off of Unity, off the unit, or that was it was a Unity quote unquote game, and some people like found the exact asset on the Unity store.
Okay. Can I hit that? No, that was...
No, you have to move the statues there to use as a platform.
Yeah, I was just checking because it looked like that image of the statue was breakable.
No, I think that's just to indicate that you need to put it there.
Fair enough.
So yeah, people went in. There's like a 2-hour video of the exact assets on the Unity store. Both the character models, the animations, the environments.
You must
The,
quickly. I can help you. We can save Athens, but you must hurry.
one of the things from the Dreamworld trailer was literally just the trailer video of, or the demo video of a level you could get on the Unity store.
As
And also-
always.
And also, people looked into it, looked into some of the sound effects and a couple of the assets, and found that they didn't even buy them. They pirated the assets off the Unity store.
Oh, joy. That's my favorite bit, you know?
Yeah, they went to the person that made one of the music, and brought to their attention that people that made the music were like, oh yeah, no, we've only had like 4 people buy our song within the last year, and none of them are its company. None of them are the company. We have no records of our music being purchased by Dreamworld.
Also, notice the design change.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that. The design changed during development, but they couldn't redo the,
Yeah, because now she's wearing blue instead of green, and she has different hair.
I think it's more white.
Maybe.
You can tell it was late into development, too, because Kratos has his actual design.
Once a captain in the Spartan army, Kratos had begun his command with only 50 soldiers. But soon
God, I love this, the way this cutscene is done, because they're clearly cardboard cutouts.
his tactics were
Absolutely.
but he
They're
fought
obviously PNGs, but they're
Yeah.
so well done, you know?
except
Oh yeah,
his wife was the only one
it's
who
very
dared to
stylized.
How much is enough?
God, can you believe there's people who think that Kratos was white?
Glory of Sparta is known throughout the world.
The glory of Sparta.
Ah,
You did this for yourself.
he's obviously got
his
olive
desire for
olivey
conquest knew
skin.
no bounds.
Yeah,
That which he
he's-
desired
I mean,
ultimately consumed him.
later on he becomes white, but for very different reasons.
By the gods, why would Athena send one such as you?
Stay out of my head.
Choose your enemies wisely, Kratos.
Yeah, no,
Your brute strength alone will
Kratos
not
is
be
like
enough to
half
destroy
Persian,
enemies.
right?
I'm not sure.
Only
I'd have to
one
check.
item in the world will allow you to defeat a god.
His mother is from Athens, I believe, and she fled to Sparta.
Hidden by the gods across
but-
the desert to the east.
No surprise that
Many
the
have gone in
Athenians had
search of Pandora's
quite a bit of
box.
overlap with
None
Persia.
have returned.
They won't admit it though.
There was a lot of
Oh, set piece.
oh yeah, this is it.
I'm saving. This is it.
This is it.
This is it, boy. What we were waiting for. Zeus gives us
love
the
this-
power to save.
I love this set piece so much. It's
Beautiful. But I gotta
love-
go back.
Oh yeah, because you need to like get a key or some shit.
No. It's because
Oh,
you can,
special dialogue.
yeah, you can climb up the cliffs of madness.
Yeah.
The suicide bluffs. See, they can't call it that anymore.
I mean, we can still call it that.
Not if we want to keep our YouTube revenue.
Yeah.
Nothing's monetized.
Sponsored by Suicide Hotline.
Sponsored by Hotline Miami. Standing here gives you a foreboding feeling. It is as if your ultimate fate were tied to this very ledge.
Yeah.
It's a strange monument. You're not sure of its meaning or purpose. Oh,
Oh, hey, a chest.
and of course, why you're here in the first
I-
place.
Yeah.
You know-
And I love that you can see, like, getting the chest gives you a really good view of the sword bridge.
It's a treasure chest. And it's a chest.
Beautiful chest ahead.
That's my favorite.
That is.
I love it when a community can get together over a dumb joke.
Oh my god. So, you want to know something really fucking hilarious?
Tell.
Okay, so there are two dev written messages in Dark Souls that are one is light required ahead and lightning required ahead. Or no, try lightning and light required ahead. And like goddamn when the game like first came out on the forum, there was one person who was digging through the files and found them and was like, hey, does anyone know what these are for? And the question had gone unanswered ever since, until recently one of the someone did find out that it was specifically for the day one version of Dark Souls. So before any patches, it was they were both for the Tomb of Giants. Try Lightning was for Pinwheel, and Light Required Ahead was for the was just after Pinwheel. And the thing is, he found it. The person who figured it out asked, I believe, VodiVidya for it was either VodiVidya or Illusory Wall for help. And the big twist is that the big YouTuber, the big Dark Souls YouTuber, that they asked was the original poster before they came up, before they had their current username, like before the username they are currently known for.
Oof.
So that was such a big twist. I think it was VodiVidya.
I
that
would not
was
be
the-
surprised if it's Vadi.
Yeah, so the person who asked the question, like, goddamn 15 years ago or whatever.
Finally got his answer.
Yeah, and it was, and VodiVidya is the one that asked it.
Okay, so you made sure it's Vadi.
Well, I don't know.
Oh.
I'm
It's
I'd have to
either
look-
one of them.
Yeah, it's one of Illusory Wall and VodiVidya are like some of the biggest Dark Souls YouTubers.
I knew it. I almost walked past that, but I was like, there's obviously a chest there.
Oh man.
I love how they have one spawn in, but then another comes from like off screen through down a corner. That's such a
Yeah.
needless detail, but it's like that's pretty worth it, you know?
Yeah. On the topic of Dark Souls YouTubers, Zuli the Witch had like such an amazing response when one of those Unreal Engine idiots made a post on Twitter. They were like, what do you think Dark Souls 4 would be like? And it's like just an AI-generated image of generic Dark Souls imagery, Dark Souls font, Dark Souls 4, and then the Unreal Engine logo in the corner. And Zilly the Witch's response was, Dark Souls 3 was a game about how it's better to let things die out naturally so new ideas can flourish and take their place, and unnecessarily prolonging them leads to burnt-out, lifeless drag heaps.
It's almost like all great art comes with a message attached.
Yeah.
Because that's what AI generative art and all that stuff leads to. It just leads to content. It doesn't have an idea. It just has content.
Yeah.
Come on, let me grab you. There we go.
Like, there are ways to make, like, if there was like a random number generator hooked up to a paintball gun that splattered a canvas, that would be art. I could see that as art because it's, you know, it's got a purpose behind it. But
my thumb got sore.
Skill issue. But like,
I have an excuse. I went to the gym today. My entire
AI
body is sore.
AI generated images are just not anything. They're soulless, and you could tell.
I mean, there's like stuff that's like, what does this mean? It's like just a black canvas, and I'm like, yeah, obviously there's a meaning to it.
No, hold on. The black canvas? So apparently, you cannot just look at a photo of it. It's actually painted with various different shades of black and various paints.
Oh, I know that. That's what I was gonna say.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Because like full art, it invites you to look at it. You're not just there to consume it. You're there to think about it. You're there to at least question why
like that
spend
orange
time
canvas.
on this.
You heard about the orange canvas, right?
No, that's a new one to me.
Okay, so the orange canvas was several decades. I want to say 90s, maybe 80s. I'll double check. But it was an orange canvas that was so seamlessly painted, like you could not tell where the edges of the brush strokes were. And it was like perfectly even. And I believe it was oil painting.
Potentially.
Like,
okay,
it's something that takes a lot of skill to do, and like the finer details of it, you would not be able to tell on photos. But it also, the simplicity of it, like, pissed off a lot of art critics. Eventually, someone took a box cutter to it, and that made a lot of people angry because even the people who didn't like it, like, it still felt something about it and felt that taking a box cutter to it was unwarranted. So then it went to an art restoration place who was able to repair it, but you could tell, like, looking close, you could tell where the repairs were because there was now a break in the seamless paint. It was no longer seamless, and the critics who hated it were like, now this painting pisses me off, but for a different reason from what it originally was.
Absolutely, I get that. A bazillion AI-generated images of Supergirl don't mean anything. Because they don't exist to be anything other than media of Supergirl to be consumed.
Yeah.
And they're all, by the way, in like the exact same pose, no matter how hard you try.
Yeah, because it doesn't know how to do. If it does anything more complex than the simple pose, then it'll start adding more fingers. Like
I
it does.
remember like one of those AI tech pros is like, if you think it's hard, and he's talking about how like, oh, I'm an AI artist because I have to figure out the prompts, and then somebody
And
spent
someone
like
else was
5
like,
minutes doing the.
I just wrote sexy super woman, and it came up with this, and it looked exactly like the example that the AI dipshit
Yeah.
used.
I might
God.
actually have to use the Rage of the Gods here, because I am getting hammered.
Go for it. Pop that shit.
Give me a second. I want to see how many orbs I have.
I wonder if rolling would work on
Dang it.
on a PlayStation controller.
Probably not.
Yeah, the only reason it works on an NES controller is because the NES controller is super flat. I believe in you, though.
Thank you. Come on, let me grab you.
God, I love low poly models.
You know,
You know, I watched a video the other day that was talking about how to make the grass in Mario 64 look good. And it was a really good video because it wasn't just like putting it in a new engine. It was using the same engine and using methods that would theoretically be compatible with a Nintendo 64. It was just using methods that had been developed later in the Nintendo 64's lifespan. And it did look good by the end of it because they were using methods that you see in like Banjo-Kazooie or Banjo-Tooie.
you see, if the enemy is off screen, they don't attack you.
Yeah,
Which is, I was just showing
easy
off
to
at that point.
exploit.
It's basic design. If you ever end up in a game where like the enemies are attacking you off screen, that's just bad design.
I mean, without any kind of cue that they're attacking.
True.
Because Dark Souls has enemies that attack off screen like archers, but the sound of their arrows is always loud enough for you to hear it coming.
Good games designed with some sort of cue or sound effect in mind when dealing with that kind of thing. So, yeah.
Yeah.
If I had Apollo's head, I could just shine a light down there and I guarantee you there would have been a chest.
Probably. I love this spiral, by the way.
Agreed.
That's a really good use of the camera.
On the note of, like, spirals and stuff, they're basically hidden load screens.
Absolutely.
Which is genius.
I love
I
hidden
love
load
that he
screens.
breaks it. He breaks the bridge so you can't go back.
Yeah.
That's kind of clever. Just
Time
great
for the
game
desert.
design all over, you know?
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're not going to look over there? There's a button prompt.
Yep.
The battle for Athens rages. The minions of Ares to the Oracle. It is only a matter of time before the city falls.
Oh yeah, he's moved. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder what happens if I go this way. I don't think there's anything here.
I think that's the way forward, isn't it?
No, this is the way.
Oh.
See? And now they cover up the extra tunnel. See-
Because technically you load it into a new map.
Yep.
That is a really good way to do it.
It's actually kind of
Hey.
genius, you know?
Oh, yeah. This game this game is really, really good. It is really well optimized in terms of like level design and hiding
Hiding
loading
secrets
zone.
and loading
Yeah.
zones. That was a whole thing for like the PlayStation 2. Hide loading zones as best as you can.
Yeah, try to make it as seamless as possible. Same with PlayStation 3. That's why Dark Souls has the Valley of Drakes.
Oh yeah.
The Valley of Drakes connects to like New Londo, the Darkroot Garden.
Sacrifice accepted.
Hell yeah! And Lighttown. Yeah, the Valley of Drakes connects to a lot of places, and it is basically a glorified loading zone. But you wouldn't really realize that because it's an open area. Usually, games try to hide their loading zones with long, winding caves, but because the Valley of Drakes is open, like it tricks your mind into not realizing.
Oh, here's something fun. Are you familiar with Dante's Inferno?
I know I always make the joke about Devil May Cry every time you bring it up.
Yes.
All right, hold on. Athena's got stuff to say. I'm sure it's important.
But one you must complete if you are to have any hope of saving Athens.
The Oracle spoke of Pandora's box. Can it be real?
The box exists. It is the most powerful weapon a mortal can wield.
And with such a weapon, I could defeat Ares.
With the box,
I should probably
many
tell you
things
now, the
become
weapon is
possible.
hope.
And so it is hidden well, far across the desert.
Did
of
you know that
lost
people
souls.
actually thought
There is
the
safe
developers
passage
pulled that
through
out
the
of their
deadly
butts?
sand, but only those who hear
What?
and follow
Have-
the siren song will discover it.
That's literally the point of Pandora's box. What the fuck?
No, but seriously, the director of God of War 3 says he received a bunch of angry messages from people.
Hold
who
on,
were-
I love this.
Oh, it's brilliant.
The Temple of Pandora chained to his back.
God, I love that.
He did an interview for like Sony Magazine at one point where he explained that, yeah, people were sending me letters complaining about the about how I made it up and how hope is so cheesy. And I'm like, oh, it's actually the myth.
Yeah. Like, have they never heard of Pandora's box in general?
Most people only know the version that's like, and then all the evils came out and everybody died.
Follow the song of the sirens.
In Dante's Inferno, there's a segment where you're running down like a corridor, and this is gonna be miserable because, by the way, I have my volume turned down low. But I'll find out. I'll find him. Don't worry. Just give me 3 hours. Where you're running down a corridor and then the camera swaps to a different angle because you're loading into like a different map. But because Dante's spawn point is just slightly higher than the level design,
Oh, do you like drop an inch?
Yeah, he drops an inch and jitters a lot. And it's so funny. And the textures are different. But like the textures are noticeably different. So it's like, how did that get missed?
One was probably part of the map was probably made early in development. The other part, like, late.
That's fair. Check it out.
Yeah, it's an edge of the desert.
So the desert's really not all that endless. Lazy game developers. Should have had it scroll forever.
Should have had it like, you know what? It should have done some like Ocarina of Time did, where if you scroll too far out, the sand like obscures you and puts you back in a different the beginning.
Fair enough.
I love the sirens.
They got great designs, you know.
Oh yeah, I just love entire faces that are, yeah, not just mouths, holes in general.
That's
Like,
fair.
in, like the Angel of San Frangelico in,
So what you're saying is that if you ran into the Spot from the new Spider-Man movie, you'd say would,
of course.
and not just because he's got that middle-aged man bod.
Of course I would. The
Fair.
Spot's great.
Oh, he's a great.
I
villain.
would buy him a bagel. I love that he's the person. Was he the one they threw the bagel at, or the one they stole the bagel from?
They bageled him.
Oh, okay.
You must find and destroy the 2 remaining sirens before you may pass.
Thanks, Athena, for the reminder.
God. You know, I feel like if Athena just never said anything at all, things would have been way better for everyone.
Find and destroy.
Yeah, probably. I mean, to be fair, Ares would have destroyed Athens, but like,
Yeah.
is that so bad?
Everyone in Athens is probably as dumb as Athena was.
I mean, remember, their oracle helped the guy who just ended up destroying them, so...
Yeah. Like, she knew who you were. She called you by your name. How did she not know? Like, what did she expect?
She was very much aware of Kratos' history.
Yeah, so why did she have to see it? And why was she appalled by it?
Well,
She
maybe
already-
seeing it from his perspective really,
Ah, that's fair.
There's probably a lot of people who don't know about the wife murder thing.
You know what? Well, yeah.
I mean, if somebody told you there's a man in drenched in ashes, you probably wouldn't think it's his wife and daughter. You'd probably think,
You think it's his enemies.
yeah,
Oh, hey, that's a hand. Oh, that's a whole statue.
I do love me some statues.
I love giant statues.
But if you hear
that are...
singing, do let me know.
I don't.
Okay.
Oh, hey, a chest.
How convenient.
Yeah, statues that are partially submerged are like some of my favorite kind of set pieces.
I would love to see this in the desert in like a new game.
Yeah, like seeing like a statue's hand just sticking out of the sands.
Give me a second. I'm gonna do the thing.
Oh, you're gonna turn up?
Yeah, I turned up my volume.
Oh, I hear some.
It sounds like wind, you know? That's the trick.
No, I definitely hear.
But
there
there
we
we
hear
go,
singing.
yeah.
Must have been the wind.
Oh, there she is.
There she is. I watched a video that was like an interesting challenge, and I kind of wanted to do. Oh wow, that just gets rid of all the sandstorm overlay.
Yeah, give me a second. Back to normal volume. There we go.
I saw a video that I kind of want to do. It was someone. It was all of the Zeldas, but if they take damage, they have to move on to the next one. It was Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword, Breath of the Wild, and Tears of the Kingdom. And if you took damage on one, you'd have to go to the next in the line, and then it would loop back after Tears of the Kingdom. It would
Tears
loop
of the
back
Kingdom
to...
sounds miserable for that challenge.
But the thing is, you just have to beat the first dungeon, with Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild, they chose the Gerudo dungeons because those are the hardest. But
Fair enough.
but it's an interesting idea. I might not do Ocarina of Time since I am good enough at the game to beat the first dungeon without taking damage.
Well, that would just mark it off your list really early.
Well, no, the trick, you just have to beat one dungeon.
Oh, okay.
But it is an interesting challenge to do. You could probably do it with like a much smaller game, like full game, like Mario. But each time you die, you have to
Swap to the next game. See if you can't beat a level before beat a world before you reach Mario Wonder.
Yeah. Something like that.
There we go. They roam a bit. That's the most obnoxious part.
Yeah.
The first one's stationary, but the others roam.
I thought they were Greek. Come on, you set yourself up for that one.
I know, and I'm so mad because that's so funny. Give me a second. How's my... Oh, just a little more.
God. What game would you play where, like, what series would you play where you have to beat the first boss, and if you take damage, you got to move on to the next game?
Jak and Daxter.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. I thought you'd say something like Ratchet and Clank.
I could not do a no damage run on any of the Ratchet and Clank games. But that would be interesting. I probably could. That would be fun.
Could probably do it with all the new Super Mario Bros. Series.
Maybe, but I wouldn't.
Yeah,
I've never touched a single one of those.
They're actually pretty hard solo. Easy if you're doing multiplayer because they have the bubbles. You know, if you
where's she singing from? She moved on.
There she is. There she is.
Get back here.
In multiplayer, it's easy because when you die, you can get revived.
That is a very brutal kill, though.
Oh, absolutely. You just snapped her back like the Juggernaut snapped Matthew Lillard's back in 13 Ghosts.
The path before you is now with you.
Fair enough.
You've seen 13 Ghosts, right?
No.
Oh, it's got Matthew Lillard in it. And Tony Shalhoub.
You keep telling me to do that, and I keep putting on my list, and then this doesn't happen because, as I said, I'm not really into horror. So I keep putting it off.
It's a horror comedy.
Horror comedies still have horror in them. It's like saying musical theater doesn't have music in it. It's a musical episode of Phineas and Ferb. It still has Phineas and Ferb in it. I always liked that they went back and redid the first episode with the music.
Did the first episode not have the music?
No.
Really? That was the roller coaster, right?
Yeah, the roller coaster episode did not have a song. No,
really?
It did, but it was like very short, I think. Maybe it didn't. It either... I don't think it did. I think it was the second episode where they started adding in the songs.
Well, the second episode was the boy band one, wasn't it?
That might be it. Yeah. I think since the the roller coaster episode was it's so weird because they redid it with music, and my brain keeps going like they obviously had a song in it because I'm thinking about the whenever they redid the
remake?
entire thing with songs.
You know, a show had a remake of an early episode that that was really good.
What?
Psych. Because so in one episode, do you care about spoilers for Psych?
I'm fine with it.
Okay, in one episode, there's like a news anchorman who had or anchor woman, I don't know. Someone on the news ended up getting murdered in the news station, and the suspect was the person that they were sleeping with that night because no one else was. Like, because the camera was recording, and you just see these two, because they did it behind the desk, you know, in front of the green screen. So what they did was
there we go.
Nice.
This is always a little more work than you think. Because there's like a chest under here, I think.
We'll keep at it. So the camera recorded the two of them like going under behind the desk, and then and didn't see anyone else. And so they redid that episode because they fucked up how green screens worked. What it was in the original, it was the secretary who killed the guy and framed his co-host that he was having an affair with, because she was obsessed with him and couldn't stand the fact that he was having sex with everyone but her. That's how it went in the original, and the way they did it is she's the one that turned on the camera and the green screen effect, and
you could just break it apparently. Okay, I thought there was like a thing where like if you broke it, there was a chest behind it. Maybe I'm just getting my facts wrong.
I don't know.
Break it. I knew you could break it. That's part of the thing.
Yeah. And so the way they did it was they did it like, how do I explain it? Basically, they did it as though once the green screen image is turned on, any new thing in it doesn't appear. Like how Mac the Mac laptops had their photo booth, like how those backgrounds worked, which isn't at all how green screens work. So when they remade it, they had the original killer be the red herring, but she had an alibi because in the remake, the alibi was that she was spending the night with the mortician, or not the mortician. No, yeah, the mortician, the police mortician, which was, and it turns out the killer was the weatherman.
The gods appear before Pathos Verdes III, commanding him to build a temple to house the most powerful weapon on Earth or in Olympus. Clearly, Hades has stronger weapons. The greatest architectural undertaking the world has ever seen. Mighty Kronos, the Titan, is harnessed. The temple of Pandora chained to his back. I love that.
Look at Hades in the other picture.
Yep, that's him on the right.
Yeah, it's the big three.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in the remake, it was the Weatherman because he wanted to get a promotion, and he wore a green morph suit.
Mm. By the way, I absolutely love this scene.
Oh no! He's gonna cause Ragnarok.
We're just gonna do that forever every time we see like a horn from now on, aren't we?
Yeah. By the way, I do love that. That is a really good set piece.
I love it. It
Makes me want to watch Prince of Egypt.
Prince of Egypt is so good.
It is, and it is very. It's like one of the most biblically accurate retellings of the Exodus.
I think they throw a few too many chests at you, though.
Yeah, they just want you to be prepared. Yet another horn.
Yep. So
How many horns must I blow?
Oh, so horny.
Imagine if Heimdall came in and was like, not this one.
Heimdall is such a jerk.
God, I
He's
can't
so-
believe Heimdall just stole the horn from you. Not gonna lie, I did legitimately forget that the horn gets stolen. God, I love that. Just the unhinged jaws. The PlayStation 2, like... I love how janky models looked in the PlayStation 2 era. It has a charm to it.
That's fair. I'm very glad that we're getting a lot more games that do that sort
Low
of
poly
lean in
models.
on like the low poly jankiness of the eras.
Oh, yeah.
There's so many great games, like Corn Kids 64 comes to mind, and that's a good game. Pursuit of
Yeah.
Regalia, also another great game of the year. Also low poly N64 kind of look.
God, I really want to make a game that could feasibly, like, that could, in theory, play on the Nintendo 64. That is my big dream, to make something that you could actually put on a cartridge.
I'm sure there's somebody out there who could help with that.
Yeah, but that would definitely cost money, which I don't have.
Fair enough. Nobody has money.
Oh! I met the, when I went to the convention with, when I went to the ATG Expo with Biddy, we met, like, the original, people, like, from, like, the original like, the founders of Activision.
Oh, nice. You know, before
Yeah,
they
what's
got
it-
bought out by,
Wait, was it Activision? Shit, I need to ask Biddy. I've got to double check.
I told you I met one of the people who worked on very early, Neversoft, right?
Yeah, they were like, yeah, you told me.
Yeah.
I was about to say they were your teacher, but then I remembered, no, that it's the person who worked on Atlantis and Treasure Planet that was your teacher.
He didn't work on Treasure Planet. He just worked on
I
the
did.
Atlantis TV show.
Oh.
And Kung Fu Panda.
Kung Fu Panda's good. I'm excited for Kung Fu Panda 4. My only hope is that they do not try. They don't have a love interest. I do not want Poe to have a love interest.
Look at him toddling about. Watch me ruin his whole day and his career and his life.
No, you don't ruin his life until the third game.
True. Just start the ruination of his life.
Ah, yeah, pre-rendered cutscene. I love Pandora's
Kronos,
Temple
the
so
last of
much.
The mighty Titans emerged from the desert sands. On his back, Pandora's
Have you ever
temple
seen like
awakened,
photos of the
massive
voice
and
actress
ancient,
for
ready
Gaia?
to challenge all who went in
No,
search
I
of
haven't.
the
She's
Ark
so
of Treasure.
tiny. she's like 4'3" or something. She's so small. She looks nothing like you'd imagine hearing her voice, but she's just a tiny person.
Susan blinks the.
Yep.
Oh wow, yeah, that is not at all what I imagined.
Yeah.
She looks like Edna Mode.
Exactly. You
She's
say
got-
it.
Yeah, no, she's got the big round glasses. She's got the bowl cut hair.
And she's got a great
3
voice.
days, Kratos climbed the sheer walls of the mountain. He knew he would either recover Pandora's box or perish inside the
I love that
cursed
Kratos takes like 3
never to
days.
return
That's
to
such
the
an
world
unnecessary
of man.
detail, but it's so nice to have. Just makes
So
the
is it-
climbing a feat, you know?
Is it Susan Blakesley or Linda Hunt who Oh, I think it's Linda Hunt that is in this game. Susan was Gaia in God of War 3.
You sure? I thought that she was like the voice of Gaia in all 3 games. What about God of War 1 voice of Gaia?
Well, I mean, it'd be the narrator.
Yeah, fair enough. Oh, thank God, I thought it was about to crash on me.
Linda Hunt.
Linda Hunt, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Linda Hunt is the one that looks like Edna Mode.
Ah, fair enough.
What else has Linda Hunt been? God, I love Pandora's Temple so much.
Look at, I love the pullback.
It's a beautiful set piece, and they know it.
Absolutely, look at that. Oh, it's just...
Ah, yeah. Oh! Oh, no, it's... Is this the game with Prometheus, or is it the third?
That's the second.
Second has Prometheus?
Yes.
Okay.
I know, because you get Prometheus's fire.
Oh, right. The trilogy kind of blends together to me.
A little. They're all very samey.
Yeah. I don't even remember where you go to in the second one that has giant chains. Like, what's the main set piece of the second one?
The Temple of Time.
Right.
But you cross the Steeds of Time at one point.
Oh, right. The giant horses.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
That's the... Yeah, because you had to break the chain. You had to break their reins, didn't you?
You had, yeah, kinda. You had to
Those
make
were
them
the giant
pool,
chains.
You had to make them pool the temple.
So you
Yeah.
think you can conquer the temple of the gods, do you?
I like how little this person cares.
It's never been done, you know.
He's
Sooner or
so
later,
out
the
of
Harpies will
place.
bring
I'm
what's
not even
left
gonna
of you
pretend.
back for me to burn.
That's what makes him memorable.
Oh yeah.
Gods hid Pandora's box in here, so no
He's just
one
like,
could ever claim
dude,
its power.
you're the fourth
And
person to
yet,
try
year
this
after
this
year,
week.
I opened the gate
You're
for
gonna
more
die,
and more
and you're gonna
soldiers
burn on
and
the
more
pyre.
bodies on these pyres. If I were you, I'd leave now. But I can see you.
Oh, I'm
are
getting
determined.
kind of echo in your mic.
Oh yeah, I can turn it down.
Yeah. I love characters who are just doing a job that they hate. Like, he's not evil.
Grant you strength to conquer the perils that lay before you.
Yeah.
Good luck, Spartan.
I love that he has like a whole speech prepared before Kratos says anything. He's like, "But I see you're convinced that you can do this."
I love that he's clearly said the speech like a lot and does not actually care about giving it. Like, the speech is a work obligation.
Madmen and fools seeking glory.
I know. As you can see by my somewhat
Oh yeah.
disheveled state, I was the first to attempt the temple.
Or they are brought
And
here by the
punished.
Harpies. Oh. They're the recyclers of the boss monsters you fight.
Yep.
Almost missed that nice juicy blue.
Yum. Get that slurp.
Now the real question is, can I beat God of War 1 without dying?
Didn't we already die in the last episode?
Yes, and then I died again when I mean in combat. Not to stupid falls while I'm trying to figure out the controls after a week of not playing.
Fair.
Okay, give me a second. Okay. Okay, yeah, I just realized I forgot to do this.
Yeah.
Oh, I kept telling myself I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, then I didn't. And you know why I need to do this?
Because there's a steep difficulty curve.
That too, and falling Helios.
Oh, the air juggle. Oh.
Yes, you get pushed forward on the enemies a bit, so you can just do
Yeah.
that.
You just become a buzzsaw. Watch closely, boy. I call this the Greek buzzsaw. It just stays in the air doing that for like 5 minutes.
One day you too can do this.
I learned it from a hedgehog.
Come on, seriously.
Was Sonic in PlayStation All-Stars?
No.
Should have been.
It was a bunch of the PlayStation All-Stars cast was like such a
I
bizarre set
know.
of decisions.
It was all like,
Marketing.
yeah, rather than memorable characters.
I mean, they had Raiden, who was about to appear in Metal Gear Solid Revengeance.
Yeah.
And it had
It didn't have Crash, did it?
no, it didn't have Crash.
Did it have Ratchet or Clank?
Yes, it did.
Oh.
It
Did it have Spyro?
No, it didn't.
See, Crash and Spyro are like, or were the biggest Sony, like, for the time being, for that time, Sony exclusives.
Well, see, the reason they didn't is because they were owned by Activision at the time, and Activision was demanding several grand, like a million-ish dollars to have even one of them show up in the game.
Jesus.
Like they were asking like an exorbitant fee, you know,
Man.
just to market for them.
By the way, it was the Activision founders that we, I think founders. It was Dan and Gary Kitchen are the ones we met. Or no, David Crane and then the Kitchen brothers.
I don't think they have any nice words to say about Bobby Kotick. You think?
Oh no, they had quite a few words to say when we asked.
Oh, give me a few. I love the juicy gossip.
I'd rather not.
Okay, fair enough.
That. Yeah.
I don't think anybody has anything nice to say about Bobby Kotick. A man so
nobody
evil.
does.
A man so evil that the first image on Google is him with demon horns.
I'm
Which
gonna
he said, by
fact
the
check that.
which he said, by the way, ruined his dating life.
Oh my God, you're right.
I know, it's my favorite fun fact about him.
It's like poorly scribbled horns and mustache and goatee
I believe
next
that's
to the
from
robot
IGN.
devil.
I believe that's from IGN.
Ars Technica.
Oh. Either way, thank them for ruining Bobby Kotick's love life, you know? He
Oh, I
saved
love that.
So many innocent women from dating a man so evil that, like, just a vandalized picture of him with devil horns is the first image search.
Now we just gotta do that with Zaslav.
We're working on it. You can always tell some things interactable by the shine.
Oh, absolutely. I like when games do that.
Carving of the goddess Athena. Gosh, she looks so competent in this. Who did they not meet?
God, I do love that Athena is just a goddamn dumbass in this series who makes everything worse.
You can see where the Zeus statue is clipping to the walls. That's so stupid. I love it.
Look, PS2 jank is charming.
True. Is this breakable? It's doing that thing that happens when you hit something that's breakable.
I don't think it is.
This temple was erected in honor of...
Ha! Erect.
How Zeus? Only the bravest hero shall solve its puzzles and survive its dangers. One man will receive ultimate power. Others shall meet their doom. Pathos Verdes III, chief architect and loyal subject of the gods.
I don't know why, but I always thought it was Daedalus that designed the Temple of Pandora.
No, it's a new guy.
No, I don't know why, but I thought in this series it was Daedalus.
To be fair, Daedalus did design some of the coolest death traps ever.
Oh yeah, was he the one that designed the Steeds of Time?
No, that was Kronos.
Oh,
By the way, I
okay.
love this. If you're running around, no, that's the inner ring. Okay.
Oh, yeah, no, I know what you're talking about.
I was thinking
we'll
to
get there.
Yeah, I was thinking to myself, like, oh, isn't this the bit where they have the thing rolling at you? And I'm like, no, that's a bit later.
Yeah. Alright, there's...
I didn't even touch that.
Yeah, that was kind of bullshit. Why don't the harpies come and gather these bodies?
Would you?
Do you think the harpies ever have to, like, turn off the death traps in order to collect the corpses?
I bet there's, like, a kill switch there. Or maybe those are harpy bodies, for all we know.
Maybe there's just, like, a harpy that's sitting in a room with a bunch of security cameras, and every now and then, like, someone gets crushed and, like, alright. Harpy number 372. Can you go room 85B12? We got another one.
Look at that. That's a Hades right there.
That is absolutely Hades.
I think overall, like... Wait, can I interact with that yet?
No, you need the,
I need the handle.
Yeah.
Oh. I was clearly dodge rolling through that. I had iframes.
Yeah. Well, no, you need to increase your adaptability.
Of course. The one thing Kratos isn't adaptable. I have a sword and I have a problem. Guess I know my solution.
Yeah.
Running around at the speed of sound.
Speed of sound. I got
places
places
to
to go. Gotta follow my rainbow. Can't stick around. Gotta keep moving on. Don't know what lies ahead, but there's one way to find out. Just keep on moving ahead.
Of course.
Oh, you went in a circle.
Hmm.
God, I am so glad Crush 40 is confirmed for the Sonic 3 movie.
What am I missing? I'm trying to remember. There's something I'm missing here. I just know it.
That glowy thing.
Oh, right. God, how did I somehow fail that? Ugh.
Oh.
I'm having a day.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Puzzle time. I do like light puzzles.
I kind of like heavy puzzles, you know?
Boo. And I love that you, like, from that cutscene, you know exactly what you need to do. Well, not exactly, but you know what the solution will be. You just have to figure out how to get there. Or how to get it.
This is my favorite. I absolutely love moving the rings. That's just brilliant.
Yeah. God. Pandora's Temple is so good.
Imagine if you tried to storm with like a bunch of men or like other people. So like one
get
person's
trapped.
on one person's on this thing and then like everybody else is sort of like struggling because they're like, what do you mean the entire temple's moving? And they're like just running to keep up with the one guy spinning the wheel.
Yeah, you'd need walkie-talkies.
One moment.
Oh, okay.
And I'm back. I returned with glorious news.
Oh, what happened?
I've been given decaf coffee.
Oh. Oh, that reminds me. So I learned of another Pal World creature that's just a recolor of a lazy recolor of a Pokemon, and it's Depresso, which is just a blue Esper.
Oh,
Artemis.
so like we don't already have a blue Esper.
The gods demand more.
Like all blue. No, Esper is gray.
There's also a
You're
blue
thinking-
variant.
No, you're thinking of
Oh, it's evolved form. Yes.
yeah. God, what was it called? Meowsprit? Is that what it is?
I do love Meowsprit.
Is that what it's called?
Probably.
I'm gonna double check.
God, Blade of Artemis. What a garbage weapon.
No, that's not. Oh
Go
god.
with the gods, Kratos. Go forth in the name of Olympus.
Meowstick. That's what it was.
I absolutely
was
hate
close.
this weapon. It's so stupid.
I like giant swords.
Yeah, but the other sword you have is chain with blades. There are people who are like, the Blade of Artemis is so good, but I'm like, I've never found a situation in which it's better than your standard weapon. Oh, dang it. Like it's such short range, and it's like you get trapped in like these really obnoxious like combo animations. They're not as long, but they're a little finickier. I feel like you need to invest more into the Blade of Artemis, which by the time in which you get it, you've already put like all your effort into learning the Blades of Chaos, which have way more crowd control.
Oh yeah.
And that's the name of the game, really, when it comes to like God of War crowd control.
Oh yeah. Like, despite there being a lot of enemies, it is very rare for this game to become a gank fest. And that's because, like you said, it's got really good crowd control.
All the God of War games just have like really good crowd control stuff in general. Like even the axe, even if it is more of like the 1v1 weapon, it's the ability to like throw it that gives it like really decent crowd control.
Yeah. God, I love that you rip off their heads. And that being in a kill animation makes you immune to the gaze.
Yep. A lot of the God of War games have like that one magic spell that's just dominant because it's your like get the F out of dodge button.
Oh yeah. I do like when like fatal blows give you iframes through the entire animation. I abuse the shit out of that in the FromSoft games.
True.
And in Lies of P, because you get iframes when you're doing a brutal attack.
That's fair. Iframes in general are nice to have in games because, well, somebody's got to do it, you know?
Yeah. You know what would be a really awful way to implement iframes? To have them be linked to a stat that you can upgrade, but not tell you.
Oh.
God. I love the lore of Dark Souls 2, but its gameplay is just not good.
It makes a lot of amateur decisions, which makes sense since it was the second of that kind of game.
Well, and also Miyazaki didn't work on it until like until like pretty much the end of development. Like he mostly contributed to the DLC, which is why the DLC is really good.
Remember, the Gorgons give you mana orbs, so don't be afraid to use this.
Yeah.
Liberal application of lightning is a tried and true family recipe.
Yeah.
Where would Kratos be without lightning? Where would Zeus be without lightning?
Probably in Kronos' belly.
Yeah, probably.
Haha!
Aren't I a
love that
clever
puzzle.
boy?
I should watch Puss in Boots: Last Wish again. That's a good movie.
That is a very good movie. You know there's a Megamind sequel in the works, right?
I don't know how to feel about that.
It looks very cheap. I mean, I like the premise. The idea that Megamind had an old crew he would bring together for, like, villain stuff occasionally. I don't like how they're doing it, though. Feels very backsteppy.
I'm very cautious about it. You know what I'm not cautious about? The live-action Avatar: Last Airbender, because I know that thing's gonna be a piece of shit.
I'll say this: the M. Night Shyamalan movie is really bad for many reasons, but it at least understands that Aang's motivation is not to save the world. He's running from that responsibility.
Yeah. So
He's
a
not
lot
ready.
of a lot of really bad news came out about the live-action Avatar that explains why the original creators of the show left production because they were being ignored.
No,
And there were
that's a ladder.
So, to start with, let's start about the one that explains the other decisions.
I can just jump on, see?
The ones making the live action stated that they wanted to make it a bit more mature and adult to appeal to Game of Thrones fans.
I mean, sure, if you completely miss the point.
Yeah, of both Avatar and Game of Thrones. Because Game of Thrones doesn't have any fans anymore. Did they miss the final season of Game of Thrones? There's a reason nobody talks about Game of Thrones.
Something? I swear I'm missing something.
The second really bad news is they were completely scrapping Sokka's misogyny arc, which means there's probably gonna be the Kyoshi Warrior episode if they do it. I think they confirmed that they are doing it, but the Kyoshi Warrior episode is probably gonna be not good, considering the whole point of the Kyoshi Warriors was to disprove Sokka's sexism and begin his character arc of seeing women as equals.
You know,
that's
called growth.
Yeah, that's called development. And the final really, really bad news is that they said they didn't want Aang to do any side quests because he's going to be very one-track mind about getting to the North Pole so he can save the world. Never mind the fact that him going to the North Pole was done on a whim so that he could hang out, so that he could he was doing that more for Katara than himself, at least until the summer solstice. The summer solstice, when he got the message from Avatar Roku about the comet. Like it was the episode where he met Roku, where he actually buckled down and needed to start taking things serious.
True.
Because there was no impending threat until then.
Aang is an actual child. That's the important thing.
Yeah, he's 12 years old. He ran away specifically because he didn't want to be the Avatar. He wanted to be a 12-year-old kid.
Yeah. I mean, he was a very talented 12-year-old kid, but that's the thing. Kids are still kids. You can't undo the fact that they're kids just because, yeah, they're even told, don't tell him, and then they do anyway, because...
Yeah.
Because they're desperate,
yeah.
Because they believe... Because obviously they are right in the end that they're going to be attacked any day now.
Well,
but,
what it was the stuff they knew. They spoke to spirits and stuff, and because Roku's animal was a spirit in the spirit realm who communicated to them what Sozin had done and what Sozin was planning. They knew that Sozin was going to attack eventually, and was just biding his time for something.
I've always loved characters displace their time, by the way, as as a side thing.
Absolutely. And being frozen is the easiest way to do it.
Let me add it. Why not?
A Shielder is one of my favorite characters displaced through time, because she went the long way, basically. Like, she is a Viking from the Viking ages, but she's also immortal. So she's just having to deal with the world, the universe changing around her. Ishildr was great.
Oh, that's how they expect you to get to it. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
I had a dumb.
You did have a dumb.
Don't worry. I'll just blame Kratos. Kratos may be a genius intellect, but he makes mistakes. As do we all. That's why I forgive him. I love you can see everybody fighting in the background. That's kind of cool.
Oh, yeah. How did these people get here?
Obviously, the temple resets.
Fair. Automatic room service. God, the Heaven Sent is such a good episode.
It really is.
Like, oh god, it's so good. The
There we go. Finally.
I saw a meme earlier today that was
Oh, fuck.
Oh, get fucked.
I forgot that in God of War 1, pressing X attaches you.
Yeah, at least they had a good checkpoint.
That's fair. I'll have to go through that again.
So I saw a meme earlier today that was it was basically trying to get your friends into a show, but they watched a really bad episode first, and it's like, this is not the best example. And I really feel that way about the 12th Doctor, because there were only 3 episodes that I just did not like of the 12th Doctor, but the rest of the episodes were phenomenal. Unfortunately, one of those 3 episodes was his first episode, Don't Breathe, and that was the last episode of Doctor Who I had watched before I had quit for years, up until the 60th anniversary.
Yep.
Because they were right that David Tennant and Russell T Davies and Murray Gold and Catherine Tate would be able to bring me back into watching Doctor Who. Because, you know, those, like, Russell T Davies was my favorite writer. Catherine Tate, or Donna Noble was my favorite companion. Tennant was my favorite Doctor. So I definitely watched it, and I liked the 60th. It was really good. Anywho, I then went back and watched, decided to watch all of 11, and then towards the end of 11, I remembered why I didn't like it. And then I got to 12 and watched the first episode. It was still really not good. But then the second episode of 12's time was actually really good, and pretty much everything onward. The only episodes I did not like was Just Breathe, which was 12's premiere. Then there is Kill the Moon, which is a really, really bad abortion allegory. And then there was Forest in the Night, which is an episode where nothing happens, and its main moral is mental illness is actually a superpower. Don't use your meds.
Absolutely wild.
Yeah, but you gotta remember, I think Forest of the Night was written by Chibnall.
I would not be surprised. A few of Moffat's lesser episodes, like Dinosaurs on a Spaceship, are Chibnall's.
Yeah, I think Kill the Moon was Chibnall.
I want to check on that one.
I am.
Kill the Moon should not be on anybody's credit page. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna double check. It was so bad. It was such a bad episode.
It really
Like-
is like one of those episodes where they kind of throw everything at the wall, isn't it? Yeah. You got the spiders on the moon, then it changes course halfway through.
Yeah, and it being an abortion. So they give the Earth the choice on whether or not to let the moon hatch and maybe kill them, or kill it now and guarantee their safety. Oh no, that was a Moffat episode. That was a pure Moffat episode.
Yeah, he had a few stinkers.
Yeah, he had a lot of stinkers in Eleven's time. So the Earth decides, kill the moon, abort the egg that is the moon, and then when they're about to do that, Clara's like, "No, I won't let this happen," and she presses the button to stop the explosion that would kill the moon. Which is really bad for an abortion allegory, because that's basically like...
It's like saying the mother's wrong.
Yeah, no, so, you don't live in Texas, but the Mothers Against Greg Abbott had a fantastic political ad, which was, it was basically like, we're sorry, but your child has your child's brain isn't fully developed. It likely will not survive the birthing process, and if it does, it will most likely perish within hours. I know this is I know this is a hard time, and I can't make that choice for you. Only one person can, and that's Greg. And the mother's like, "Who the hell is Greg?" He's like, "Oh, Greg, governor. Gotta ask him first." Goes on the phone. Is like, "Okay, sorry. Greg says no. Well, good luck." And he just leaves the office and turns off the lights with the parents still sitting there.
That's horrible, but also at the same time very funny.
Oh yeah, no, it
really does highlight what's wrong with that kind of mentality.
Exactly. And so that the episode made me think of that, because it's like, Clara is the one who does not have any stake in the, as far as she knows, she doesn't have any stake in the decision, because it's like 40 years in the future, and like, in theory, there would be as far as she was aware, there would be a future Clara down there, but also she is past Clara, and like, she's not the one who has a family in there. Also, for whatever reason, they made the main, I guess, antagonist be a childless woman. Like, they emphasize how she has no children, and that's supposed to make her like not care about the moon being an egg, and it's like really, really bad.
What did I pick up? I am having a goldfish moment. I completely forgot what I picked up. I just know it's important.
Where'd you pick it up?
Like, no, that's a Gorgon eye.
Yeah. Oh, you need to raise the I think you need to get the handle from the one up there and bring it down here to get the dude to raise the ball, and then take it from here and bring it back up there. So go back upstairs.
Can I remove that? Let me check.
I think so. So I remember that you have to get the statue to like stand up and hold the ball on his back, because I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be
Atlas.
Yeah, Atlas, before they actually figured out what his design would be.
Well, you can't detach it. It's just...
Well, what's further to the... Yeah, what's further down there?
weird. Maybe I have to go back. I do let you leave the room, so it means that the solution could be outside of it.
Maybe. Yeah, 12 has some fantastic... my favorite thing about 12 is whenever he starts, like, monologuing.
Yeah, Capaldi's great for the monologuing. Not even gonna pretend.
Absolutely.
Oh, there we go. There's another room I was missing.
Oh, but it's a dead end. Oh, I love that those enemies were, like, waiting to ambush, and then they just got bodied.
They were not expecting me to just go hammering away.
They thought you were probably supposed to just be like a regular soldier.
That was cheap. It did the thing where it double taps just in case.
I like that.
I mean, that's very clever, but...
Yeah, it works because you are Wow!
I was looking at that and I was like, that obviously is something I can jump to. And then I completely flubbed the jump. Let me try that again. There we go.
You did.
It's the jumps in this game. The perspective is weird. That's right, I'm blaming perspective. Okay, what? Nope. You never know, you just gotta be careful. You fail again, Silver?
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay, because I was looking at your thing and like the light was going off and you weren't saying anything, so I was like, oh.
Oh, I didn't know that it was going off. No, I was just trying to think of something to say. I completely lost my train of thought.
Capaldi.
Yes, Capaldi. I really liked. You watched Twice Upon a Time.
Yes.
You got to see his regeneration.
He has a very good speech at the end.
That's the same speech he gave to Clara, and like he said that speech multiple times.
Fair enough.
But I think it really works.
You can always tell. I know.
Chibnall listened to the speech.
He did or didn't?
No, if only he did.
Oh, fair enough. There's something I'm fond of. It's sometimes you can like tell when like a fan is involved in something. Sometimes you can tell when they aren't.
Oh yeah.
But like definitely when you're dealing with like legacy content. Because Capaldi was a fan of the series back when it was Hartnell.
Yeah, like he was. He wanted to have an episode where he got to interact with the first Doctor.
Absolutely,
and
I get it.
Used an actor from the documentary.
Oh yeah, that was
the
Finn.
person that played. I don't remember the name, but
the actor. He was in the series that shall not be named.
Yeah.
By author who you know who.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that would be the best legacy for her, to be known as just you know who.
Yeah.
Until the name means nothing. Brain fart.
Anywho, yeah, Twice Upon a Time had one of my favorite jokes, and there's a joke that's like been done before in regards to time travel, but it's always funny when it happens.
What is it?
It's when they get a soldier from World War One and they reference it as World War One, and the soldier's like, "What do you mean World War One?"
True. I love that. It's because they did that in a really bad series called Pendragon.
Oh God, that was that Arthur. Was that modern Arthur
No.
show?
It was it was about people who go between dimensions.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, really bad series. Not because of like the first few books were really good, but like the last few books kind of suck complete ass. Okay, give me a second. I gotta finish my combo. Dang it. And by the end of it, it kind of lost a lot of what was going for it. You know, as like series will eventually.
Oh yeah, it suffered SpongeBob decay.
Kinda. The ending kind of ended up being like really full of itself.
Oof.
Like very. You see, you were undone by the fact that you were that the people you think loved you never actually did, villain. Come on. Is that enough? Oh, there was one more, of course.
And it was just off screen. So they did a joke that was similar?
Yes, they ran into a World War I veteran when they were back in like the 1920s, because they time traveled to 1920 America at one point.
Yeah.
And they're like, "We gotta stop World War II," and he's like, "What do you mean there's a second one?"
Yeah, because back then they thought it was going to be like the last major war to exist because of how devastating it was, so they called it the Great War.
Yeah, it's like, "Oh, you were in World War I." He's like, "What do you mean?" Yeah, because that's the funny part. It's like, and that character comes back regularly, so.
Yeah.
I think it's fun. It's
yeah.
It's a good joke.
Oh yeah, it is. I think what my favorite Capaldi episode is probably. Oh god, there's a lot to choose from. I think that. Wait, are you going the right way?
I think you gotta go backwards, yeah.
I don't remember you going through.
Because I gotta go back into, because I got the handle now.
Yeah. Okay. I see where you're. Sorry, I got my orientation messed up.
Yeah, it's such a short segment. You probably just forgot about it.
No, I forgot the. I had a moment of bad spatial awareness. Oh, there's a loading, so couldn't hide that one.
It's the only one in the game. I'm actually pretty impressed.
Oh, whoa, enemies now. I can definitely name my favorite Capaldi speech. And it's the, Beethoven.
He had a Beethoven speech? Oh, yeah, yes.
Yeah, in the, episode with the ghosts. Because it was explaining, time loops. But the shepherd's boy at the end of Heaven Sent is also a really good one. God, the ending, yeah, the ending montage is so fucking good, because I love the fact that he's able to get a few more words out.
Every single time.
Yeah, I mean not every single time, but every like couple million years or so, he's able to get another word out.
Yeah. I think that's what kind of makes it a brilliant episode, because
It shows the progression and determination.
It not only shows the progression, but it shows the Doctor that it's working.
Oh yeah.
If he was like probably a billion years and like made zero progress, he might have reconsidered. But the fact that he actually was making progress is the important part.
Yeah. Because I mean, you may say that's one hell of an episode, but personally I say that's one hell of a speech. Yeah, no, it's a really, really good speech.
To be fair, whenever I think of Capaldi, I always think about Torchwood Season 3.
Was he in Torchwood Season 3?
Yes, he was. It's the one in which the aliens want all the children.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that season. Very brutal season too. Capaldi plays the director in charge of making these decisions, and at the end of it, when he realizes why he's done it, he's so ashamed of himself that he just walks home and just kills himself. And it's such a somber scene too.
You know, with the way the continuity works in Doctor Who, I wouldn't be surprised if he was a descendant of the Roman, of the father in Pompeii.
Oh, probably.
That's usually how they, square away the same actor playing multiple characters. Like they did that with Gwen Cooper in Journey's End. They brought up her resemblance to the character the actress played in the Big Bad Wolf episode.
Mm.
So
I knew it.
Oh yeah, because aren't the Muses Alice's daughters?
I don't think so.
What am I thinking of?
It could be. You might be right, but I wouldn't know.
I'm gonna double check.
Don't leave yet. We got this.
I know.
My youngest son will laugh no more. Death in the service of his father. Death in the service of the gods. The building of this temple has claimed his life. May you be lucky enough that it not claim yours. Bathos Verdi III, chief architect and loyal subject of the gods.
Oh, they're the Pleiades. That's who it is. That's who they are.
Fair enough.
Not the Muses.
I love how it crumbles.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's a sword. Oh, in the head.
That's a little messed up, I'm not even gonna lie.
That head, I switched to it. That head was surprisingly stuck, considering, oh, it's more than just bone.
Oh, and it's way back.
You can see why I thought it was Daedalus. Because he had a, big, elaborate location filled with death traps and grieving his son.
Absolutely, I get it. I would not be surprised if there was like some crossover, you know?
It probably was supposed to be Daedalus in earlier builds, and it's even got a. Oh well, we'll get to that. Another reason why I thought it was Daedalus, but later on, when we get to it, wait, is that here?
The bodies of those who had gone in search of Pandora's box lay before him, and at once Kratos knew who was responsible. For this was not the first time he.
It's this scene. Everybody knows this scene.
Had left
Yep.
in their wake. Kratos had experienced it firsthand, years before. The youngest and boldest captain in the Spartan army, Kratos inspired fierce loyalty in his men. It had always been enough to carry them through any battle, until this day. The barbarians to east
The
numbered in
barbarians.
the thousands. And descended on the Spartans
I absolutely
do
love that
love-
this guy comes back for the
without
sequel.
mercy.
Oh yeah, and he's got a big ass hammer.
The battle lasted mere hours.
You know, the God of War series is like directed by different people every game.
The discipline
So it
and
really
training of
is
the
impressive that
Spartans
it just
did
comes
withstand
together
the
as well as
power
it
of the
does.
merciless barbarians.
Yeah,
You'd think it'd be like a cluttered mess of like different ideas, but
you think it'd be as bad as the Skywalker saga?
oh yeah,
The young
definitely.
captain faced the end of his brilliant
I think
career.
it speaks really well to like the strength of like Kratos as a character, that like you can put him
Oh.
into any
Victory was
situation
worth
and it
any
works.
price.
Yeah.
Even
By the way,
his
I
son.
do love the effect of when it transitions from like the cardboard cutout to the 3D models.
I love that the cardboard cutout sort of made like a 3D effect right there, where they were spiraling up a tower of bodies.
Desperate call for
Yeah.
would come to haunt Kratos for all his days.
It's very stylistic. I wish the later games had the same kind of cutscenes.
They do in 2.
Not
No,
as
no.
much.
Not as much, but the third game has that really brilliant thing with like the spirals.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, time for Hades. Oh wait, we're back here.
Yep.
Do you want to call it? How long we've been going?
2 hours 20 minutes. You know what?
Yeah.
I wanna put the head in the thing and then we can call it.
Okay. By the way, I love that loop around.
Oh, of course. Do you want to beat up the bad guys and then do it, or do you want to call it now and save this for next time?
Let's save it for next time.
All right.
Thank you everybody for watching. There's plenty of other stuff on the channel. There is Pikmin 2 being played by Biddy. There is the Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze.
That I'm also playing.
Yep. And there is a homebrew tabletop RPG going on called Plasticos Online. Comment challenge of the day. What is your favorite Doctor Who episode?
That's a good one.
Yeah. It's a lot of really good ones.
I'd
have to
probably
have
be
to limit
midnight
it-
for me.
Yeah, I'd say Turn Left.
Midnight and Turn Left are both great episodes, so,
Oh,
so it really
absolutely.
does.
The whole point. Oh man, I was watching a video of someone reacting to the library episodes, and their response towards the end was like, "Donna needs a vacation desperately," and all I could think of was like, another finger curls on the monkey's paw, because I know that the next episode is midnight.
There was a video I watched recently that was like talking about the episode in which the it's a Chibnall episode. It's the one in which they discover the Roof Doctor. The, yeah.
The Timeless Child.
The one before that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
The Zeroth Doctor.
Yeah, the Jadoon episode where the lady complains about her knitting.
I guess.
Anyway, he was really jazzed for it. He's like, this opens up so many possibilities. And then I checked like the date of the episode, and it was like the day after the episode came out, and I'm like, you poor person, you poor expectatious person.
Oh boy.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll let everybody go.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that out of the way, there's no left to say but good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.